And as a chance at peace between Russia and Ukraine seems closer than ever, President Trump says he's directed Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and potentially Jared Kushner also to travel to Russia next week to meet directly with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Zelenskyy has also said he may visit Washington next week. So joining us to discuss is Kenneth Abramowitz. He's a threat analyst as well as the author of the Multifront War, Defending America from Political Islam, China, Russia, Pandemics, and Racial Strife. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. What are your observations on where we are at this moment and what the biggest sticking points remain to getting a peace deal in place?
Well, there's a lot of confusion within the administration, and then there's confusion in Russia and confusion in Ukraine. So you have three confused parties. Number one, within the administration, there's two ideologies and personnel that go with it. I call America First and America Alone. Americans voted for America First. They did not vote for America Alone. But anyways, those two elements are within the administration. And so the negotiations should be under the auspices of Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He's in charge of foreign policy, and he's an America Firster. Witkoff and Kushner, I put more in the America Alone category, and they're not very good negotiators. And but all negotiations should be centralized by the State Department under Marco Rubio. So Marco Rubio should not Witkoff and Kushner. So what happens is you get confusion that Russia wants certain things that are not negotiable, and Ukraine wants certain things that are not negotiable. Someone has to reconcile those positions, and you need someone who's America First, who's very strong on American national security. You can't have appeasers. I call America Alone folks appeasers, because appeasers cannot conclude the war. They actually prolong the war by giving Russia hope that it can wiggle its way into a bad deal for America and a bad deal for Ukraine. So we need more adult supervision to make it simple.
I mean, it would seem like to somebody who's a casual observer, which you obviously are getting underneath into the weeds and under the hood, Witkoff and Kushner are coming off success in the Middle East. You're suggesting that maybe there's a tendency toward appeasement. In this particular conflict, there might be two schools of thought. You're describing them as America First or America Alone. Some might say a pragmatic view is that Ukraine must accept making some difficult land concessions, while the more idealistic view would say it's not appropriate to give incentives to Russia for their aggression. So how do you thread that needle, particularly with this conflict?
Yes, and that's right. That's why it's such a big mess. Russia's the aggressor. Russia's wrong. Ukraine is the defender. Ukraine is right. So in a perfect world, we would be 100% defending Ukraine and pressuring Russia to accept something down their throat. But I think you know this. We don't live in a perfect world. So therefore, we try to accommodate some of the desires of Russia in order to create a deal. And that's why you need some pragmatism. As much as we want to shove something down Russia's throat, they're just too big and strong and powerful for us to do that. And that's why we have this nature of this compromise. I just think we need to be coordinated under one leadership team. Secretary of State Rubio is in charge of foreign policy. He should be appointing the negotiators, and they should report to him, and then that should come to the president. So I'm just trying to respect the chain of command rather than have President Trump designate two negotiators and bypass Secretary of State Rubio. That's how you get the confusion of the last week.
And just real quickly, Kenneth, as we finish up, we have about 30 seconds left. I just want to see where you view China's role in all of this.
China's fingerprint. China's the number one source of evil, rivaling Iran, and their fingerprints are all over the place. So China is encouraging Russia to keep fighting. So to have America tied down in Ukraine and weapons in Ukraine, so we have less weapons available in the Indo-Pacific region, so that China can create more mischief there. So China's fingerprints are all over the place.
Indeed, and as we've seen starts and stops, hopefully this time we see an actual breakthrough. But as you allude to, China potentially trying to keep Russia in the aggression as long as possible. Really appreciate your analysis.
That's right. That's
this morning.
Exactly it.
Have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us, Kenneth.
Pleasure to be with you anytime.